Hello, everyone. You're tuning in at Xraised, where knowledge meets inspiration in the intricate dance of industry evolution. I'm your host, Miles, and as always, I'd like you to get the front row seat to the boldest ideas, brightest minds, and business blueprints that are shaking up industries one conversation at a time. Our episode today is the finale of our four-part series called The Practice Reimagined From Courtroom to Code, which is for the trailblazers of tech and the keepers of compliance. And we've invited back our favorite award winning barrister, recognized as the 2025 most influential CEO in legal tech in Sydney, and was awarded by Lawyers Weekly as the 2021 Female Barrister of the Year. She's led landmark publications, been a trusted voice in Australia's legal transformation, and she took a global leap in legal research with an AI powered platform that delivers secure, precise, and high trust legal answers. Let's have a conversation once again with the strategic mind and fearless innovator behind MiAI Law. Joining us today from Sydney is none other than the founder and chief executive officer of MiAI Law, Laina Chan.
Hi,
Hi.
Miles.
Hello, it's nice to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning. You did good. That wasn't such a long introduction.
I tried my best. I tried, really. From everything I've seen, my AI law isn't just launching, it's lifting off very soon. You're taking it across borders with a global debut aimed at transforming how lawyers, both in Australia and soon in the UK, do their research. So let's talk about what it really takes to bring AI into the courtroom, Lena, without losing sight of integrity, nuance, or legal complexity. So as you gear up for the launch, how are you positioning the platform to make the right kind of impact from day one in these two very different legal environments?
I've spoken to my developers and my chief scientists about this, that the most important thing is that we have to get the answers right from the get-go. I can't have our users being underwhelmed by the quality of our output. So
Mhm.
I'm not releasing it, even for beta testing, until I am 100% certain that the answers that we're producing are high trust, accurate.
Mhm.
I can't guarantee 100% accuracy, but it because it's AI, you can't prevent 100% AI from hallucinating. We tell it not to hallucinate, and we've taken all the steps that we can to use the models that are least likely to hallucinate, and that our research process, we've carefully calibrated our research process and we've picked all the right language models, etc., for the various stages. But sometimes AI will still ignore your instructions. It's very naughty. So we've done everything we can to make sure that we produced high trust answers, which
Mhm.
are evidence-based and verifiable, this hot link issue. But most importantly, even the light answers that we do, I have done those algorithms to make sure that they're only a subset of the deep research answers, and they're high trust. Can't say accurate, but high trust. High trust.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah.
But that's an entrance strategy, Lena. Walk in, drop precision, and let the trustworthy, evidence based, as you said, evidence based results do the talking. First impressions matter in law, and you're there, you're showing up, and you're showing receipts. Because,
Well, totally, because I'm not an incumbent, right? I'm not LexisNexis. I'm not Thomson Reuters. For them, they've got an incumbent subscriber
uh-huh.
base. And for them, obviously, it's okay for them to go in with products with very low accuracy and high hallucination rates. And for them, I don't know, it seems to be okay to do that because maybe for them, it's just a question of uplifting their normal subscriber base to use their AI
Mm.
resources. But for me, it's very different. I'm coming in here, we're disrupting the whole way that legal research is being done. And I have to come in with a bang. I have to come in and everything has to be spot on.
I like that. And now you're getting ready. You're
Yes.
preparing for the launch across two countries. It must come with its fair share of surprises. What have you learned so far, Lena, during this process that challenge your assumptions about legal workflows in Australia versus the UK, perhaps? And how has that shaped my AI's localization strategy?
I don't know. Are the workflows different? I can only look at categories of types of lawyers. So you've got the in-house lawyers, you've got
Mm-hmm.
the, big law firms, the small law firms, you've got the non-profits. Isn't that, I mean, that's the same across Australia and the UK, I think. But I think what MiAI is really useful for is that it can help lawyers. Yes, you have a particular expertise, and maybe for that you don't need MiAI as much. But even though I have an expertise in construction law and I know generally the principles, it's been really helpful. A couple of days ago when I was in a mediation and I needed to check that my strategy was correct,
Mm-hmm.
to just use my AI to confirm that I had a legal basis for my strategy. And luckily it confirmed it. But it also gave me the cases that were the authorities for all the principles I have been relying upon to set the strategy. So maybe, for example, in-house lawyers get asked a range of questions over all different practice areas. And even if you have a particular expertise, your clients are not usually so pigeonholed into the types of issues that arise. So you as a lawyer, if your client comes to you with a question that's outside your practice area, you
Mm-hmm.
can use my AI to give you a quick cheat sheet. And then you a cheat sheet to the answer before you
Yeah.
decide, whether or not it's appropriate to refer that
Mm-hmm.
issue out to someone else in your practice or someone else in your firm, to another practitioner, etc. But it just allows you to not be so siloed in your subject matter expertise,
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I
not
guess
feel
that,
so lost.
yeah.
For me, it's like going into court and someone's bringing a case on me that I never heard of and that I had not had time to have a look at. It just really
Mm-hmm. I see it like
reduces
the
that element.
uh-huh.
Hmm?
I see it like as if it's the legal equivalent of giving everyone maybe a flashlight in a maze, whether they're generalists
Yes,
struggling compliance or maybe a specialist fielding curveballs from clients. It's that CAM, well-researched, trusted co-counsel that is my AI law. Like,
I don't like that phrase co-counsel because Thomson Reuters has used it. But no, we're
oh,
not. We are a legal research partner. So, yes, we're there to help you amplify your own knowledge and skills.
mhm. So you're entering a space where trust is currency and AI is still, let's say, under cross-examination, Lena. How do you plan to earn trust quickly in legal environments that are understandably cautious, if not skeptical about AI?
Well, just by delivering on the results and let my AI speak for itself.
There you go. I think we can move on. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's confidence built on substance.
Yes.
There's no hype, no flash, just immediate, undeniable utility,
Yes, it's evidence-based. You just use it and see for yourself.
right? And
I
as
mean, this week already, two people used it who didn't seem like they would be particularly didn't seem particularly enthusiastic, but then they were so excited about the results.
uh-huh,
You just have to use it because I don't think they can even imagine what we have done.
uh-huh. So some of them are using it. Let's get them on the podcast then. Let's
Well,
ask
they're not
them.
using it. They're no, they're using they've got questions for me and I put it through.
Hmm.
We haven't released for beta testing yet, but I've taken their questions and their issues and put it through the my AI law in my sandbox, and then I give them the answers.
Mm-hmm. Right. And aside from offering tech, Lena, you're also building trust through transparency, which in legal tech is basically the holy grail. In fact, in any industry. So, for legal professionals in Australia and in the UK, there's no shortage of pain points from, say, sluggish research to overwhelming data and complex compliance. From the moment my AI lands, which of these challenges do you think it's best equipped to solve right out of the gate?
I've written a lot of articles over the years about how really it's important right at the beginning to set your strategy for the case. And there's a lot of articles, if you search on the internet, that I've always said strategy first and then everything flows from there. So
Mhm.
my I will help you make sure that you set the right strategy up front and then everything flows from that so that you then know what you're looking for in your documents, etc. and how you prepare the whole case. It just means that all the brain work can be done upfront efficiently.
Hmm. Yeah. So better to nail the strategy, the foundation first, than delete the focus.
Well,
And
that's the aim of it. I mean, I can't help. I
uh-huh,
can't
uh-huh.
coach every single lawyer, but the tools are there for you to have the resources at your fingertips to research the law so that you have the right case law in your hands so that you can set the right strategy for your clients to get them the outcome that they want.
Hmm. Well, you stepping into the practical trenches, Lena, handling the real everyday chaos of law and leaving the think tank level policy work for dessert. That's how you actually stay scalable and solve what matters first. I think we can call this the next gen legal horsepower. I don't know.
Next
How do you think
gen.
about that? Next gen.
And that's cute. So instead of Gen AI, we're next gen.
Maybe.
You
Because
know,
it
maybe
sounds
I'll just
always
give it an,
updated.
hey, next gen legal research. No, I love that. That's actually better than legal AI research partner. Next gen legal research.
It's always next gen. So it's always updated, regardless of when you say it.
Yeah, next gen.
Well, let's disrupt this. Well,
Yeah.
last but not least, Lena, let's talk about standards, especially when you're dealing with sensitive data. You mentioned about it earlier and strict regulations. What safeguards or maybe measures are you putting in place to ensure that the standards of privacy, compliance, and legal integrity my AI law has committed to are delivered?
Well, we did the research first to identify what it was we needed to do to comply with all the privacy laws.
Mhm.
Then we prepared all our terms and conditions, etc. Then I prepared the product requirements documents for my developers so that they can, those are the requirements that when they meet it, will mean that we satisfy the privacy laws. And then we'll have to do a quality assurance at the end before we launch to make sure that all the requirements that I have placed in the product requirements document has been met before we launch.
Right.
Quality
Rock
assurance,
solid.
right? I mean, it's there. We've done the research, we've done the requirements, and now before we launch, we have to do the quality assurance check
Mhm.
certification to make sure every point has been hit.
Mm-hmm. So you're launching with integrity. We're not skipping the boring stuff here. Everything researched, audited, measured, and tested before it ever
And
hits
then finally, yeah, that's right.
client
And also
space.
I've reached out. I mean, I've reached out to this professor. I haven't heard back from him. I have to chase him up, to ask him or maybe somebody else is willing to take on the job of auditing the 30 benchmark questions that we have produced in response to the questions that Alan Linklaters produced last year to test the performance of language models against these legal questions. But I want it independently audited so that we can say we've done that. I mean, we also have another 400 or 500 questions that we
Mhm.
have come up with across 20 different practice areas, now covering crime, family law, constitutional law, etc., which we're going to run through our system. And we need to have those
Yeah.
audited or at least tested by our beta testers.
Hmm. So they have to sign up now.
Well, the beta testers are actually carefully curated. It's not just anyone who will be accepted into the beta testing because the beta testing is for accuracy. It's not
Mhm.
about trying to sell to them. The beta
Yeah,
testers are there
of
for us to
course.
check that the model is performing
Hmm.
across all practice areas.
Hmm. And
So
based on what they
I'm
require.
selecting them over, a couple over each practice area.
Hmm.
It's
It's
not the
not just
general release.
everyone, of
No,
course.
it's not the general release, and it's
Mhm.
it's not it's not a marketing exercise. It's an internal due diligence to make sure that we are working as expected.
Yeah. And I think that's how you keep standards global. You've got me wishing more companies should think like this.
Yes.
Really.
And
Every.
it's quite shocking, actually. All the other legal platforms, legal research platforms that I've tried, they don't hit the mark. It's really quite appalling, the
Mhm,
results. And but they don't care. They're just out there selling their product.
mhm. Well, speaking of going global, global expansion usually means compromise, but with my AI, it looks like you're doubling down on precision, trust, and strategic focus, Lena. Again, this seems to be not just a tool, it's more of like a strategic partner in solving the very real challenges legal professionals face daily, especially those outside the traditional power centers.
I
So,
think that trust is easily lost,
ah,
isn't it? People may be willing to give you the benefit of the doubt to
mm,
begin with, but then with AI, they already start off by being quite skeptical. So then if you're
right.
getting these skeptical people to come and try,
Which I think
then
is normal because they haven't tried yet. That's why you're right. They
but then
haven't
actually a
tried
lot of
yet.
people are trying to use all those freely available, OpenAI,
Mhm,
Perplexity, Gemini, etc., for legal research, which causes problems because they're not built for purpose. They're not built for law. They're just one tool. So
mhm.
they're using that. They know it's not very accurate.
Yeah.
It morphs in and out, right? I mean, it
Mhm,
often gets the conclusion right, but the reasoning process is not correct. And so you're getting people who are probably used to using AI, and then I have to prove to them why we're different. And it has to be from the get-go. The first answer that we return has to already show them
mhm.
how we're different.
Right. So, what else can I say? But thank you again, Lena, for being our intelligent source of insights every time as we wrap up this series. I'm excited for our next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're in law, legal research, or compliance, or just someone who's ever tried to find case law without losing your sanity, be one of those who wants to first check out My AI Law and explore their solutions through the link below. Whether you're watching or listening through our podcast on Spotify or Amazon Music, thank you guys for staying with us. Lena and I will be back soon for more conversations worth tuning in. This has been your host,
Thank
Miles.
you.
Stay focused and inspired with X-Rays.